I want to ask a question to all of you and then sort of try and answer it myself. Who will win the Royal Rumble? I'm going to talk over some options here that you guys may enjoy. If you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more content like this and wrestling news on a daily basis. I have 6 people in mind, 3 for the men's, 3 for the women's, who I think have a very good chance of picking up the win and really making an impact going forwards. Only one of them is already an established star at the top level, meaning that you have the potential to make 5 future top class names, though some of them admittedly are very close to the very top. Number 1 is Damien Priest. Damien Priest is a current United States champion, and I just really enjoy what he's doing right now. He's been well built since debuting at last year's Royal Rumble on the main roster, and a large part of this is the association with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was a big help in ensuring that Damien Priest hit the ground running. After that, he continued to work with The Miz and John Morrison, and even though that did get stale and there were zombies, they did find ways to get a lot of eyes onto the guy. So much so that the fact is, when he walked into a United States Championship feud with Sheamus, it seemed destined. It seemed in the stars that he would be taking the gold and that he would be having a great time doing it. This is a Damien Priest I am really enjoying the work of. Damien Priest for me is a shoo-in for a Royal Rumble win, and I would really, really enjoy seeing that so that he could go up against either Big E, or I personally would have him swap to the other side and take on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns versus Damien Priest? Well, you've got my attention. Second, and the first in the women's division, is Bayley. Now, I know Bayley is still currently injured and is slowly recovering, but based on the initial projections and the fact that she is now training ahead of schedule, she could be coming back sooner than we think. So if you'll allow me to fantasy book for a moment, let's get Bayley in the Royal Rumble. Let's get her involved, even if it's not a case that Bayley is in that position whereby she's coming in early and constantly part of the fight. Even if she's just heavily protected and comes in late, I'm happy with that because I know the end result. Bayley for me is not only deserving of a Royal Rumble win, but it will cement her at the absolute pinnacle alongside her 4 horsewomen accomplices. She would then finally reach that same level after a year of real hard work that she has dedicated herself to, and the building of Bianca Belair. Bayley has given and given and given. I would be giving her something back. Bayley for me, instead of challenging Charlotte Flair, should be going to Raw, where she can challenge Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Third up, the obvious one, already been mentioned in the chat, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns is going to happen again. There's absolutely no escaping it. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns is probably still the biggest match that the WWE can put on. So I think Brock Lesnar should be considered the obvious choice for the Royal Rumble. Does Brock Lesnar need the Royal Rumble? No. It is not elevating a new star, it is not helping someone develop. However, neither was the win for Edge. It wasn't helping a new star, it wasn't helping someone develop. The women's divisions have been a much bigger benefit from the Royal Rumble, whereas the men's divisions tend to be a bit more of the same outside of the recent victory for Drew McIntyre, which elevated him hugely. Brock Lesnar for me should not win the Royal Rumble, but he is still an obvious candidate. Fourth, back to the women's division again, and the one that you guys have heard me mention more than anyone else, Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is on a rebuild. She has had a push so far, and there is more push coming. She is currently working alongside Sonya Deville in a prominent SmackDown storyline against Naomi. This puts her in a very strong position going forwards, because it means she's part of something big. She could easily go up against Charlotte Flair, a match that I think has always been destined, but hasn't really happened with a decent amount of attention to detail. Shayna Baszler for me should be taking the win. She has the necessary dominance. She is already a record sharer when it comes to a Women's Royal Rumble, even though Charlotte did end up picking the win. And for me, Shayna Baszler should be the choice. My last two options are a little further out of field, but I want to take it. I just want to cover some bases here. So, from the men's side, King Woods. Give me a Royal Rumble win for King Woods. Give me a Royal Rumble win and then lining up against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for King Woods. Meanwhile, on the other side, let Big E remain champion, so that at WrestleMania, only a couple of years after Kofi Mania, we end up with a situation whereby Big E and Xavier Woods are both chasing the gold. Now I don't think Xavier Woods, or King Woods I should say, would win, but it'd be a hell of a moment. And finally, Naomi. I know this is out of left field. I know this is probably the biggest shock of the bunch here. But doesn't it kind of make sense? Naomi is being held down by management in a similar style to Vince McMahon, or Mr. McMahon I should say, storylines. She's being bullied. And in many ways, because she's been getting consistent TV time, she's being built. She's being built for the belt, I should say. She's been working with Paul Heyman, who's been doing some scripting for her. She's being featured consistently, and even though she's picking up losses, this is certainly someone that you are meant to believe has no chance of winning a Royal Rumble. However, she does have a chance. And in fact, it wouldn't be a bad shot in the dark to make it happen. It wouldn't be that far out of nowhere. Naomi is memorable. She makes a difference. She always shows up in the Royal Rumble. She's very talented and very athletic. Naomi versus Charlotte Flair. Naomi versus Shayna Baszler. There are opportunities there. Let me know in the comments who you think will be winning the Royal Rumble or who you think should be winning the Royal Rumble, and let me know what you thought of my options for it. Be sure to remember to hit like and subscribe as well so that we continue to grow, share and enjoy.